As one of the biggest gaming franchises, it should come as no surprise that Grand Theft Auto has its fair share of zero-effort, broken, awful piece of garbage rip-off games. On the quest to fill time while waiting for GTA 6, I decided to play a handful of these. It was a horrible mistake. Let's just get into it.
Who's making these? It's someone's job to knock these up.
After experiencing the delightful menu screen, the game begins, and the first thing I notice, other than the abhorrent visuals, is the sound design. In Grand Theft Auto, we're given a lot of different weapons to use, my favorite being the rocket launcher, as it doesn't produce an explosion, so it looks like a comedically slow and large bullet. As you can see, the gameplay is quite simply, fantastic. The objectives are very simple, ranging from kill someone, to get money, which just means kill someone and get the money they drop, and drive to a spot on the map. I'm sure you'll be shocked to learn that the driving is not good. That said, I have played worse. At least I can make the vehicle go in an intended direction. It's about as good as you can expect from Grand Theft Auto. I'm glad the NPC death sounds are as horrible as they are, because that's kind of the only entertainment to be found here.
What the f?
At one point, I managed to get a triple shotgun kill. That's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know, there's not a lot going on here. Next up, we've got MA3. Now, this one cost me 15 Australian dollars, so it better be good enough to justify the cost. The game opens with a bizarre cutscene as a text-to-speech voice establishes the plot.
Once upon a time in one city, there always crime happened naturally.
Unfortunately, I can't play too much of the opening cutscene for you because it's using a piece of music that I seriously doubt it has the rights to use. Besides, basically all it says is a ton of crime happens in this city, and the guy we play as is a transporter. We spawn in our beautiful bedroom featuring 2 clocks, one for adults and one for kids. We put on some clothes like so. Now this is game mechanics. Our first objective is to go down to our car. Instead of taking the stairs, I opt to punch the front balcony until it no longer exists. Truly well-designed games always give us more than one way of doing things. The game's excellent narration tells us,
get the car and go to Pizza Hut.
So I hop in the car and I'm sorry, but this bull left me no choice. How am I supposed to resist? I'll admit I probably went a bit far with the follow-up, but we'll just move on. On the way to Pizza Hut, the city reveals itself through the midnight fog. Oh, there it is. You know, the driving in this game is actually kind of okay, I guess. It feels like a worse version of the driving in Far Cry. So we arrived at Pizza Hut, which is actually Nando Pizza. This happens.
Go inside to eat.
Yeah, I can't be bothered trying to find the words for that. We complete the objective of eating pizza, receiving the game's equivalent of mission complete. You did. Alright, what now? Stealth kill? Okay. Not quite what I'd describe as a stealth kill. I don't know what mood I was in. I went on a bit of a rampage. I think I just found the idea of this being considered a stealth kill a bit funny and went around doing it a few more times. In the meantime, my car was holding up a lot of traffic, but they didn't seem to mind waiting for this abandoned vehicle in the middle of the road. So then we drive over here and we get the first cutscene interaction with another character, and I'm just going to let you watch it for yourself.
Hi Mahi, I have no time now. Today your work, Dropper and Afrin, I know your drive very well but please drive carefully. Tomorrow you have little more work, so please can you come early tomorrow? Okay, see you Mahi.
What in the was that? So a woman gets in the back seat and we're supposed to drive her to a spot. I make a mess of some fools on the way and then crash the vehicle, kicking us both out of the car. This caused a problem as she didn't want to get back in. So even though the whole point of this mission is to drive her somewhere, I just drove to the marked place myself, leaving her behind, and the game countered that as a you did. That's good enough for me.
My work here is done.
Next, I'm told to go meet my girlfriend. We get a very powerful breakup scene.
Oh, do you love me?
No, never.
Or not a breakup scene?
Hey, stop. Come and meet me tomorrow.
Okay, I am coming tomorrow.
Honestly, I don't have the slightest clue what I just witnessed, but I seriously couldn't give a f***. I know I said the game has a story, but let's be honest, it doesn't. It's just a bunch of stuff happening. At this point, the game crashed. Much to my relief, it had autosaved at a pretty recent checkpoint. The only downside being my character was now in his underwear. I couldn't be bothered driving all the way home and back just to put on some clothes, so this is how we rolled from here on out. Next, we buy a sword, and then we go to Villain Place. Who is Villain? I don't know. Like I said, this is not a story, just a bunch of things happening. On the way to Villain Place, I had a few car accidents. I will say, while it's objectively bad, the flying ragdoll out of the car every time we get into a crash is probably the most enjoyable part of the game, and I found myself intentionally stopping abruptly just to see how far I could launch my body. When we get to Villain Place, it's time to go on another rampage, this time a morally correct one because the people I'm destroying are villains for some reason. We're here to rescue a hostage. I don't know if the game tried to explain the context for any of this without me noticing, but my interpretation is that it's pure nonsense. I locate the hostage, get some more profound dialogue.
Can I see your face, Mr. MA3?
No.
I drive home. Honestly, I can't really be bothered going through the rest of it. I got into a lot more car crashes, found a camel, some more car crashes. Eventually, I reached a point where I'm supposed to go here, but every time I tried to reach it, I just get gunned down by the police for reasons I don't understand. Going to meet E-Man. Just wonderful.
Shut it down.
Capital is a piece of utter shit. Where to start with its long list of problems? How about the fact that it is the most stuttery, jittery, freezing piece of garbage, and you know what's worse? There's no settings. You can't turn down the graphics quality. You can't turn off the clutter of foliage the developer clearly had the time to put on the map, but didn't have the time to optimize so it could actually run.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
So what do? We can run around these empty roads, find a building, shoot and steal things in the building for money, and drive cars. The cars are some of the slowest accelerating vehicles I've ever seen in a game. What else can we do? That's kind of it. There isn't really a game here. I came across a jet and was excited by the idea of flying it, only to discover you can't. It's just an object in the game world, and I struggle to believe it was put here for any reason other than to piss off the player when they find out you can't fly it. At one stage, I got into a car that despawned, which resulted in me going all crazy frog. Sadly, I couldn't drive the invisible car, but from this moment onwards, the game was fully broken. Whenever I stopped running, I'd keep flying in the direction I was going. And the police also couldn't detect me, so as a result, I was invincible. I floated out to sea for a while, realized it was going to take me a few minutes to get back to land, realized I couldn't be bothered, and closed the game. Finally, we have Grand City Car Thief. Out of the whole collection, this one is probably the most low effort. Hooray! We're told to go find a car, so we walk or drive around until we see it, steal it, and come back to the garage to return it. Then we do it again with another type of car. And again, many times. There's no in-game map or mini-map, and the whole city looks the same, so the hardest part of the game is finding the garage once you've got the desired vehicle. This is more or less the entire f***ing game. There's a mission where we're told to run over a number of cops, but somehow they managed to mess up the counter tracking how many you've done. Like, seriously? You're telling me that didn't count? Bit of a lame entry, this one. It lacks the weird joy of MA3 or the broken fury of Capital. It's kind of just nothing. I don't even know why I talked about it.
What's the point?
There you have it, 4 terrible GTA ripoffs. If I had to rank them, I'd say MA3 is a clear number 1. The other 3, I don't know. Grand Shift Auto can be second purely for the NPC sounds. Grand City Car Thief can be third, not for any of its own features, purely because Capital can't maintain over 10 frames per second to save its life.
I'm done! You hear me?